Hey guys, sorry everything's weird. I'm trying to go on my YouTube right now to fix things because YouTube be messing with stuff and they messed up shit. But I wanted to check in with you guys, have a conversation, do all that. Of course. Sorry guys, just messaging somebody back because they be bugging me. So I'll wait for you guys to hop on. What just happened to the screen? Why did I get tiny? Hey James. Dude, I seriously don't know what I did. I mean, hey, I wish I figured out how to do that a long time ago, made myself small. I'm trying to fix my YouTube stuff right now, guys. Like I said, YouTube changes shit all the time, and it's obnoxious. I think it's managed. I don't know. Hey, Bobby. James, it's been a rough week. I'm not gonna lie. Emotional. Thought I was gonna have a mental breakdown today. It's just so much bad, guys. That just constantly happens, and I've been doing good though mentally up until this past week. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Whatever. Um, so it's been a lot. I figured I'd hit up at you guys and see how everything's going. Hey, Maria. Yeah, so it's like I've been sticking to this diet, guys. It's actually the warrior diet. It's you fast for 20 hours and then you can only eat between the hours of 2 and 6. And it limits everything that you do. My inflammation meds, they gave me a new autoimmune med about a month and a half ago. And that's brought down my set rate beautifully. Not completely, but half. So it went from like 70 something down to like 30 now. So cool. Hey Marlene. And I was doing good mentally, getting my shit together, getting there. And then just one thing, bad thing right after another. Literally right after another. Shit doesn't stop. Just why I have my ringtones off all the time is because it goes off all the time. Yeah, so the reason I was messing with my YouTube thing is because when you do a live, you can hit monetization, blah, blah, blah. And YouTube doesn't even do that. And then they try to limit me. I'm like, what you limit me for? Freaking Dance Your Diva. What the hell are you limiting me for? So I just put in a request for them to fix that. And immediately got fixed because they wrongly mess up people's shit all the time. But, I did want to give you guys an update about Thomas. So today I got more scans done with Thomas. We did all that stuff. And he's waving hi. He's on the couch, just chilling. And he just has a really, really bad sprain. Which, I mean, he's a bony little man. So when he fell and he felt weird and awkward and leg behind and snappo, I mean, I want to get an MRI done to check his ligaments and stuff. And I saw the x-rays myself. But the whole thing is when it's your kid, it's one thing if it's me. I tear, break, and do all that shit all the time. But when it's your kid, it's like I had a feeling it was just a really bad sprain. But the inflammation went over to one of the outside bones, and I was like, that doesn't make me feel comfortable. So when it does that, normally it's like a hairline fracture or something. Which part of the X-ray kind of looks like a hairline fracture. They did put him in an ACE bandage and an air cast. I've had him in an ACE bandage and ice, rice therapy. It's rest. Thank you, Thomas. Ice, compression, and elevation. It's rice therapy. Doesn't work for me, but it worked great for him. Oh, thanks, Marlene. Everybody says feel better and hope to get better quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you. But it's with me, it's been one thing after another. It's like I find out that, I mean, Thomas is here. So more medical shit's going wrong. And then this happened with Thomas. Now, you guys know that I have a torn Achilles heel that is not healed. My body sucks. When you have an autoimmune flare up, especially with scleroderma flare up and RA mixed, and my SED rate was at almost at 80. So, I mean, that's more or less hospitalization. I refuse to do hospitals. Prednisone wasn't working. Nothing was helping. So they put me on this med, which brought it down a lot. But the CRP is higher now. So I don't know what's happening with my body. They got to check my organs now and do all that stuff. But I was starting to feel a lot better because I felt some of the inflammation leave. Like you can feel. It's one thing if you have like say you hurt yourself and you have inflammation or retaining water, but when it's an autoimmune inflammation, you feel way down like sandbags are on your joints, and it's extraordinarily painful when you already have injuries to begin with. And I kept trying to every time I walked, kept breaking my foot bone, kept doing this, whatever. But I had to walk to Thomas's school to get him and take a cab home. The cab was already late. I walked and beat the cab. Um, so I walked toward it more, kind of messed up some shit. My knee fell out of place a couple times. Um, it bothers me like his school. I'm gonna take a minute and talk about his school for a minute. I don't like when you say you're anti-bullying, but when people get bullied, like my son and other kids get disgustingly bullied, and you don't do a fucking thing about it. Don't be sitting there telling me that you care when you don't. And then you're gonna have maintenance people mop the kitchen, mop the cafeteria floor before kids go eat in the cafeteria, and then you don't tell the kids, say, watch out, the floor is wet, and then my son takes a spill and hurts himself. And I just feel like this school, like, dude, I'm from the ghetto, bro. And my school didn't take shit. They looked out for kids. They did all that. At least I could say that about the school I went to. The school up here, man, is like crap. I want to homeschool them. But it's like I get home with Thomas from going to the urgent care because we had an appointment at 2, which was not easy to get into, by the way. And then I have medical cab because Malik Levon can't drive, so medical covers it. I get home. My TV was fine when I left. I come back, got sound. Great, I could pretend it's the radio, but there's no picture. The whole freaking LED lights went out. So the freaking TCL guy who I spoke to, I don't even know where he's from, but he was like, well, it's 2 years old. It's an old TV. I'm like, honey, I had a TV that was older than you. That still worked great. These new TVs, they don't make them last. Hell no. And to fix them, he was like, well, to fix the lighting of it, it's going to be 95% of the same price as you just might as well just buy a new TV. I'm like, so that's how you get people. You make a shitty TV, you make it last less than 2 years, and then you say, oh, now you got to buy a new one. Who the fuck's got money to just keep buying new TVs? So that sucks. Oh, they're totally at fault for my son's injury, 100%. And they know that. And they know when you mess with me, it's not right. Because if I got to go down to that school, it's never a good thing. They know how irritated I get with them because, man, they suck. Oh, see, James, I think if he were to break something or like damage a ligament, which I'm still going to get checked just to be safe, because he has juvenile RA. He has ankylosing spondylitis. I'm going to get it checked regardless. I mean, inflammation has gone down great. Like, I've really kept on his injury. I don't treat it like mine. Like mine, I just ignore, but his I took care of very well. And it's gotten a lot better. He's been using my pink cane that I use when I have my rough days and I can barely walk. He's loving my cane. Loving it. But it feels like, I always tell people, nobody talks about mental health. Nobody talks about, it's like a topic people just hush hush about. But there's so many people who suffer with anxiety, depression, or you're depressed because of the anxiety, or you're anxious because of the depression. It's like, and it's like you get hit with so many things at once that I'm the sole person to take care of and do everything. Been that way since childhood. But it's like when you have the weight of the world on you and you have your own medical health and you're watching yourself deteriorate only being in your 30s and you're watching everything fall apart. It's like I was a huge dancer. I loved hip hop and, breakdancing and doing all of this. And I had to quit dancing. I had to quit everything I loved. And that can get to anybody. There's not one person I've ever known in my life, and people that I don't even know, that won't ever go through something hard, that we all have mental health issues. Maybe not 24/7 or all the time, but we always end up going through it, whether it's something you go through rough in life, whether you lose somebody, whether you do whatever. It's always going to affect somebody. And I feel like people don't check in much with their friends or family, and or people don't really say because they don't want to inconvenience or think somebody might not care. But everybody's mental health matters. It matters. It matters more than anything is mental health. And mental health can affect physical health. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm the type of person that pushes things down until I explode. Or sometimes, like, you hold in the exploding and you try not to cry. I don't cry. I don't, I just keep going. You know what I mean? Like I even told my oldest today, I'm a fixer. I fix things. I try to make things better for everybody else. I'm not even talking about me, but for everybody else. And I always do and do whatever I can for everybody else. I'm always the fixer. And when you don't check in with yourself, it does build up, guys. Man, does it build up. It builds up a lot. And it's just, sometimes it could just be a lot for everybody. No matter how strong you think you are, no matter how mentally good you think you are, you're always going to have a moment in your life where you need a moment. James, fully agree. Hi, Carol. But it's a lot. So it's like I wanted to do, because when I never knew this, that March 9th was, you know, denture day. They had dentist day on the 8th. They have, yeah. But I wanted to do something for denture day, and I was bummed. Because then Thomas got hurt. I had to do all this stuff. So I was like, all right, Thomas, I'll just have to post you guys. Every time, like, I plan a live, it doesn't go well. Ever. Ever. I always have to change it, move around, do whatever. So now I just wing it. Now, if you guys pop on, you get me. Cool. If you can't be there, you can always rewatch it. But anxiety does suck. I'm on things like they try Ativan with me. It doesn't really help. They tried clozapam because what happens is what's been happening in the last 8 months to a year is I'm waking up in the middle of dead sleep, not dreaming, not nothing, with a panic attack, and that's scary when you just wake up and you just can't breathe and you're hyperventilating. And I told my doctor, I'm like, yo, this has only happened once in my life, and this is happening now. So it's been a struggle. Definitely is. So, like, I've been trying to care about my health and put myself in there in the mix with everybody else because I'm so not used to taking care of myself. But like my doctors always told me, Heather, say you're on a plane. Plane goes down or turbulence or whatever happens and the oxygen mask comes down. If you automatically put it on, your loved one first, you're going to pass out and die. But then who's going to be there for them and take care of them and do all that other stuff? But he's like, nobody. You're always supposed to take air first, and then he's like, you always got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. Because if you ain't around, ain't nobody gonna be around for them. So if you want to be there for them, you got to take care of yourself. He's actually the reason why I take care of myself. Yeah, Carol, no joke. I've been there a lot, a lot. So that's why it's like, yeah, if anybody ever has dental questions, you can always ask me. But I always want to make sure and check in with you guys mentally and let you guys know what's been happening. It's just been a lot this week, especially the last 4 days has been overly whelming. Where like it's like bad thing right after another. Like, why does that happen? And I know I'm not the only one it happens to. It's like you can't just get a bad thing here, bad thing there. Cool, change it up once a week, whatever. It's literally like rapid fire. It's freaking obnoxious. But yeah, waking up with panic attacks, guys, I'm like, dude, where's that coming from? I'm not even dreaming of anything bad. Like, I wasn't thinking of anything. I'm just waking up in the middle of the night with a freaking full blown panic attack. And, taking Ativan and all that, it might be rescue meds, but it'll rescue you in 15 minutes. By then, I've already passed out. And I said that to my doctor. I'm like, great, yeah, that's not really helping much. Nope. But it's like, even with autoimmunes, I actually found out a few years ago that autoimmune diseases like lupus, scleroderma, stuff like that, can actually cause depression and anxiety. I'm like, well, I'm already a ball of anxiousness anyway. Nah, I think it kicks in like 15 minutes, James. I've already hyperventilated and passed out. How many times that's happened to me? I'm like already passed out by the time I can get to the medication because I've been hyperventilating. I don't even know how long, and I'm done. It works when you feel a panic attack coming on, then it helps. And it really depends on your milligrams. Like my doctors give me like zero point 0.5, and at max I could take 1 milligram a day, but that doesn't do nothing. I've been on that same dosage for forever, longer than my kids have been alive, but it doesn't really help. So I always try to do meditation throughout. Doing things you like and hobbies, it's going to be hard. It really is. Sometimes it's really hard to fit these things in, but doing something for your mental health that day is what matters. Whether you're jamming out to your favorite song, meditating, which when you actually listen to some meditation, like I was telling James this, like when my yoga instructor, who sometimes I help instruct, but um, she like takes you down this lazy river. It's so awesome. When I first took her classes, it's like in your mind you can control everything. When you learn how to use your mind that, it's so shocking. Where like you can just dim the light and then make it bigger, and it's your mind that controls it. It takes a long time to practice that, but it's pretty friggin' cool. It's hard for me to do that. I was reading when you said talk about how you feel, and what you go through is a good therapy, but it's hard for me to do it because I've learned to just care about everybody else and not myself. So sometimes I just blow and just unleash everything that's been like on me, like everything. Yeah, it's been hard. But I know I can't be the only one that goes through it. Yeah, I take zero point 0.5 first, James. Um, because I have pain meds. I have chronic pain my whole freaking life. Man, if I had one, wish I'd get rid of that. But like I have moderate to severe chronic pain, and it's bone, muscle, nerve, like neuromyelitis optica. It's like MS, but far freaking worse. It basically your body eats the spine and destroys it. I have 11 slip discs. I have bones chipped away from my spine. I get electric shock up my head from like my mid back to my head. Like it sucks, bro. I have so many neuropathy diseases. I can't control my temperature in my body because the small fiber neuropathy. It's a holy mess. Oh, osteoporosis, yeah. Hopefully what I've noticed is that, see, anybody can get osteoporosis. Anybody can. What I've noticed is doctors don't normally check people's vitamin levels unless you're already a shisho like me. And my vitamin D level was so non-existent, and they were checking it and saw it, and they didn't even do my vitamin D. And that's how I got it. So mine was caused by negligence, we'll say. But anybody can get it if you're not paying attention to your vitamin levels. And the one thing I've noticed about doctors is even during a yearly visit, they don't just go check your vitamin levels. They don't do that. Only if you get symptoms. And how do you know if those symptoms are that? Like when I was depleted of iron, I had no idea it was because I was depleted of iron. My ferritin level was nothing. I was just so freaking tired. I thought it was autoimmune. You just don't know. But yeah, I have osteoporosis. I have osteoarthritis. I have all the osteos. Hey, Trudy. Carol, Tai Chi is good if you have like arthritis and it's slow movement, but it keeps the joints going. Yeah, no. I'm terminal, so my pain management is kind of a mixture. I already know Tai Chi, I already have black belts and shit like that. But yoga has been a godsend to help stretch me out because with scleroderma I produce too much collagen. So I look young forever, but it's not good if it's turning your body inside to stone. So it's a terminal disease. So is neuromyelitis optica, so is the rest of my other shitty diseases, but my chronic pain is so bad, like my back, bro. I wake up every morning, you can ask my kids this, every morning in tears from my back. And all I do is want to sleep maybe 6 hours. I'd be grateful for that. I wake up in so much back pain, I can't even breathe in. It's insane. So, yeah, they put me on pain meds. That shit don't help at all. I try to do yoga and stretch out my body, which sometimes pisses it off because when you stretch out while in pain, it hurts. I just have too many medical shits. And stress, that's why I tell people, guys don't understand. Stress doesn't just cause heart attack and stroke. You can actually get an autoimmune disease from it for having severe stress. And I don't mean normal stress, I mean severe stress. Severe stress. And I ended up with autoimmune diseases because of it. So I gotta learn to just say F everything and not care, but I care too much. It's just how I am. I'm not really sure, James, what you mean by grounding. What I do for anxiety, if I catch it quick enough, I could just, either listen to music, meditate. Meditate has been a life godsend and helps better than medication. Yeah, but Carol, did they check your vitamin D level? Because that's vitamin D and calcium. Calcium gives you strong bones, but like I was breaking my foot every time I walked. That's how they found out. First I broke my metatarsal twice. Then I broke my cuboid bone. Then I don't even know what that bone is called next to the cuboid bone. Just kept breaking shit just by walking. So that's how they found out with mine. Um, and when you have no vitamin D, you can have good calcium, but if vitamin D is necessary for the bones, bro. So necessary. Normally you have to be on supplements for the rest of your life. If that's the case. Like, I forgot what dosage mine is, but mine's a pretty high dosage of vitamin D. It's just like B12. I have no B12 in my body due to my autoimmune. I can't absorb vitamins well. So I do B12 shots every 2 weeks. I do vitamin D, folic acid, um, magnesium. I'm always deficient in freaking magnesium. No matter how much I try. I was deficient on potassium, but I fixed that real quick. Because potatoes have more potassium than bananas. And potatoes, abundance of potassium. So yeah, I fixed that real quick. Hey, Nancy. It's music. I lived with music my whole life, man. That has kept me at a good mental state for a long time. Because there's always something relatable out there. There's always something that can lift your spirits. There's always something you just dance it out. You could do all that stuff. But sometimes life just kicks you in the butt. And I'm telling you, man, last 12 months, just the entire 12 months, has been so bad, guys. I'll make a video and I'll let you guys know everything. If some of you guys are part of my members, you know some of the stuff I've already been dealing with. But definitely got to update you. But I was just so pissed. It's like I'm stressing out over everything between bills, between my son, their health, blah, 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 blah. Trying to do all this. Stevie's birthday's coming up. He's going to be 17. Doing all this. And my TV, what's the one time I do is at nighttime, right before I go to bed, I watch Friends, and now that's gone. I'm like, come on, bro. That was my jam. Like, how am I supposed to get a TV now? It's just one thing after another. That was literally, I was stressing out over everything. That was just a small icing that just tipped over everything. Trudy, it really does. It's like when people talk about Adele, how she lost all that weight. She did it because she has really bad anxiety, and she even said that she used working out to relieve her anxiousness, and that's how she lost all the weight. She just worked out all the time. But it's true though. It's like exercising to me is like my therapy. So doing yoga, being able to feel that stretch. And by the way, people are misconception with yoga. I was too. All it is light stretching until you end up becoming super flexible. It's just literally takes years to do though. But it is just light stretching. That's all it is. But I like it for the meditation, the breathing, the exercise. Like as a teenager, guys, I did Richard Simmons sweating with the oldies all the time. I was big on dancing, but when everything started breaking, Achilles' heel started tearing the last 12 months, guys, is when my health was really starting to take a shit. And it got me so depressed because everything I loved doing, everything that made me happy to give me good mental health, I couldn't do anymore. And it was rough. Oh yeah, girl, me too. I'm chronic. Holy crap. They thought giving me the depot shot, calming well, the women know about that, and that make my iron better. No. Still have to get infusions every damn 2 weeks. It's freaking annoying. Like my body will just not absorb freaking vitamins. So I give my own shots because why the hell am I going to go to the doctor's office every 2 weeks to get my shots? And my doctor got really PO'd because somebody came in and was like, oh, I want to B12 shots to give me energy. She's like, it doesn't. It gives energy to people who are deficient. You don't just give out B12 shots and it randomly gives you energy. It's only if you're deficient. She's like, nobody should be taking vitamins unless they're deficient. Unless it's like a multivitamin and it just keeps you good. And she was like, I hate the fact that vitamin companies, make people think that all this, oh, everything's going to be cured. You're going to be one bubbly fucking 20-year-old again. And she's like, you're not deficient. Now you can get toxicity for taking more than you needed to. Yeah, my doctor gets very upset about that. And I'm like, yeah, I only take vitamins if I have to, and you people make me. Because I can't. I have malabsorption issues, so I cannot absorb any goodness. I don't know why, only the bad it chooses to do. I don't know. But it does only literally absorb the bad. So that's been a pain in the butt. Oh my God. Sorry, guys, my legs are tight. So yeah, I'm deficient on everything. I wish I can get back to being good with that, but it is what it is. See, to me, Carol, I was depressed because I couldn't exercise. Now that my autoimmune meds are working to bring down the inflammation and I start to feel lighter, it's hard. It's hard to push yourself. That first step to exercise and move is the hardest step you will take. But when you do it, you're going to feel good mentally. I'm not talking about like looking good physically. I'm talking about mentally you feel good. And then that's how people consistently end up doing it. But that first jump to it is hard. It is super hard, especially when you're not used to it after so long. Like, yeah, I had a lot of doubts doing it. I was like, I'm going to break more stuff. I'm going to tear more shit. I'm going to have more of a problem. Like, this is going to be a holy hot mess. And yeah, it really made me feel good mentally. So since I've been doing good mentally, and then this past week, man, it was a hard week. Like, I've been trying not to break down all day. I'm like, I want to go live. I want to tell everybody, the gist of what's happening, what's going on, a whole lot more, but just overwhelmed. And I know I'm not the only one. Everybody goes through their crap. Everybody gets overwhelmed. Everybody needs to check in with themselves. Oh, Trudy, it is. I'm telling you, man, the first step is the hardest. And you know that, girl. First step is the hardest. So I gave my son, I have a lot of yoga mats, but I gave my son, Thomas, my recently newer one. Well, my OG one I used all the time. I gave him that one. And I got myself a new one, which, by the way, I think I like my other one better. But I also get blocks and stuff because you're not going to, I'm tight as hell. You know, I'm not going to be as bendy as I was last year. So I have to start all over again. So I use my yoga blocks. I take my time. I have my yoga map app. It's Yoga Daily, which that's why I missed my TV because I would sync it. Freaking fantastic. Now that's a pain in the ass, but Yoga Daily is amazing. It's with everybody, and it's awesome. You could do as slow pace as you want. You want to do a night yoga where you're just chilling. Like, it's freaking amazing. There's something for everything. I love it to death. Best app I've ever used in my life. Like, best app. But some days I'll go to the gym to work weights and do all that stuff. Other days I'll just be at home. Like, if I'm having my icky days, I just stay home, put on either music or put on my Yoga Daily, and with people all around the world and do yoga. Or you could do yoga just on your own. Oh yeah, I wish I could do my infusions at home, Carol. Are you kidding me? Please. You have to go to the Cancer Institute to do my infusions. It's better for I get done. But yeah, they do that every freaking 2 weeks. I don't know. Like, they originally thought I was bleeding internally years ago. And they're like, well, you're not. I'm like, yeah, it's my body. Malabsorption issues. Yep, part of life. You get used to it. It's tiring, but you get used to it. Yeah, you kidding me? If I had to do freaking every 2 weeks, go to the doctor's office, just get a freaking shot. I'm like, I could do it myself. It's not that hard. You fill the thing, make sure no air bubbles, stick it right in the muscle, you're good to go. Oh, I have that too. I have degenerate disc disease on top of my other shit, but yeah, that's just painful. Um, Honestly, I did physical therapy. It wasn't for me. Oh, I gotta take my meds, bro. I'm like way behind. It wasn't for me because it was too slow. Honestly, they disappeared. They put me in a pool, a heated pool, and then they disappeared. And then I'm like, I think an hour's up now. Like, they didn't show me no exercise, like nothing. So I went on Johns Hopkins University or Mayo Clinic and I look up all the like physical therapy things you could do for like your knee and whatever. Ooh, I'm getting the injections, by the way. Not the steroid ones. It's actually hyaluronic acid. I have no cartilage in my right knee. So they're going to put that in there as like a shock absorber and it'll last up to 6 months. So praise Jesus on that one. But yeah, physical therapy, nothing. So I do it myself. I just go on those sites, John Hopkins or Mayo, and you look up whatever bone thing or issue you got. That's why yoga is great for the back. Really does. Like, I was getting electric shock constantly all day. Now I only get it when I don't do yoga, which sucks. But man, does it suck. But yoga is not hardcore. People think it is, and I don't know why. Well, yours light stretching. Literally, that's all you're doing. And it feels good to stretch out the back. It really feels good to stretch out the back. But I have 11 slip discs, like, and bulging discs from my neck down on my lower back. And then I have lesions all up my spine and in my brain from neuromyelitis optica. Legally blind because of neuromyelitis optica. But I didn't even know it ate your spine. I'm like, well, that's rude. All the things I have wrong with me, you're going to eat my spine now, too? But yeah, anytime you guys want to do physical therapy and you don't like the physical therapy place by you because you don't really think they're doing shit for you, go on John Hopkins, guys, Mayo Clinic, or the physical therapist. They're called the most famous physical therapist on the internet. It's Bob, and I forgot his name. Freaking hilarious, amazing older men. They're like maybe in their 60s or more. But they break down everything, even what can help sciatica, what exercises, what you can do. I gotta save that stuff. I gotta start posting it to you guys. Because how do you think I learned the TMJ stuff? And I put their video with mine, credited them, and did all that because I learned the TMJ exercises, which denture wearers should be doing to protect the TMJ joint. Everybody should be doing it, whether you have dentures or not, but it helped my TMJ amazingly. So yeah, I always use them from YouTube because they're amazing. Daily Yoga is a app. So just go on the App Store or wherever the hell you go to get apps. They change things nowadays. But look up daily yoga. And it's going to be like a bluish background with somebody going, yay. Or like a white silhouette stick figure, whatever. But you'll see it. And it's pretty cool. Like you literally can start from nothing. You could pick any kind of exercises you want. You want back strengthening, you want, just meditation, you want this, you want, doesn't freaking matter. You can pick any exercises you want. Like some exercises, some days you could be better at things, and other days you could be super tight. Even my yoga instructor told me that, Kelly. She was like, one day the right side could be mad tight, and the next day the left side could be mad tight. She's like, you have your yoga blocks. Don't do what you can't do. Do the modifications, and just take it easy with yourself. You listen to your body. If you want to feel the stretching, but you don't want to feel pain or burning, so you gradually get there. It's amazing. And what's great is these exercises aren't like an hour long like I'm used to. You could do 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes. It's like awesome. Yeah, I got really addicted to that app, by the way. It's great though. But it was hard because everything kept breaking. It was hard for me to get back into exercising. And one day I was just like, Heather, do it. And it has been making my mental health, like I feel like I'm coming back to me again. You know what I mean? Like the Denture Diva, like I am. Like I miss being me and not depressed for me not being able to do anything or walk. Like watching yourself not being able to walk anymore and seeing your diseases put you in a bad flare up where you can't walk. It's hard mentally. It's hard because you're like, I thought I had more time. I didn't know I was going to do this quick. And like you start to get in your head. I'm not going to cry. Breathe, not going to cry. So it's hard. And the meds I'm on are helping with the inflammation. So I just try to do the best that I can. Oh, you mean tinnitus in the ear? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I get that. Well, it comes in seasons. Sounds so weird because I know people have it all the time. Mine happens when my allergies are bad. But yeah, this stuff, go on the internet and just tinnitus it up. Like, there's so many things. Sorry you made me laugh. Look at you helping people. In my head, I was like, look at you, girl. Helping people and shit. Like, that's my voice in my head. Because nobody's alone. None of you guys are freaking alone. We all go through this crap. Just nobody says anything. And, I mean, I might have a tiny ass platform, but at least we can all hang out together and be hot messes. Carol, you're in the right boat because we all have dentures. We all lost our teeth. So you're in the right section of YouTube. Yeah, I think with my allergies when my ringing hits, or you ever just like walk throughout the day, like yesterday, when my right ear was just ringing, and I was like, stop it. Like you try to suction it and try to do whatever. So many things can happen. So I know tinnitus, and my doctors talked to me about this. She's trying to get me to have a hearing test, but I won't do it because I know I can't hear certain things. If you listen to loud things, it can, like if you listen to headphones blaring like I do, that can cause tinnitus, change of air pressure, sinuses, like many things. Permanent damage to your ears can. Um, like scleroderma. I saw my scleroderma specialist last month and a half ago, and he was like, Heather, scleroderma gave you like plastic surgery, girl. I'm like, oh, I know. Like that, none of my doctors can see my eardrum anymore. It is tightened my ears. I'm gonna have to get that fixed soon. She gave me a nose job. And unfortunately, I'm losing my lips and lip color because of her. It's been a lot of things. Like this, I have like this thing that brings up my eyes, and like, I don't know why I have that. I've had that for a few years now. It's just weird. Yeah, I've had my top for 3, my bottom for a year and change. But I know people that have tinnitus 24/7. And I would definitely recommend you getting your hearing tested first, but see an ENT doctor, ear, nose, and throat. They'll be able to help you way more. Yeah, I was gonna say I know people that have it 24/7, which I'm assuming you do. So that's a little easier than just getting some ringing in your ear. When you get some ringing in your ear here and there, that's normal. But when you have it 24/7, it's called tinnitus. And tinnitus is annoying as shit. Annoying. Jen, I don't blame you. That's why I don't want them. If I'm gonna lose my hearing, I'm gonna do it because I want to not hear people. Less stress, less anxiety. See, we're working on that. Like my doctor wants me to get a hearing test. I'm like, no. I'm not gonna wear the hearing aids anyway. And why do I want to hear people more loud? Like, why would I do that? My kids are already loud. Yeah, Carol, same with me. Well, I was more middle school, high school, college. Then everything started going shit. But when you have wear and tear and you're an athlete, shit goes bad quick just because shit goes bad when you overuse it. Like me, the minimum I did was 10,000 steps a day. The minimum. And that's steps. And then I also taught dancing and I did dancing and like it was just constant tennis, basketball, anything I could stay active and fit and do everything. And it's a lot of wear and tear, man. A lot of wear and tear. It's gonna happen. It shouldn't happen in my 30s, but it did. Like I like how in my file they say athlete, severe wear and tear. I'm like, thanks guys. And there's nothing you can do about it either. You can't go replacing everything. I wish. I wish I could just replace everything. Get a new, like, I want a new knee more than anything, man. I would do anything for a new right knee. No, when people wear masks, that don't help. Through most of COVID, I don't understand what anybody's saying. Because I look at people when they talk, like I look at their mouth. It helps easier. So when you have like, it's like you're a Sims character on the freaking computer game. I have no idea what the hell they're saying. And then I'm tired of saying, what? Excuse me? I can't hear you. Now I'm just like, okay. Okay. Cool. It's true. It's like a freaking Sims character. I said that to somebody and they were like, oh my gosh, you're right. I'm like, I know. It's insane. I always say, if you're going to wear a mask, enunciate. So the rest of us can hear you. But you know what's helping me, guys, with my Achilles? Like, my Achilles is still not healed. It won't ever be healed. It's severe something tendonitis with something else, it said, and then I have a partial tear. But I have so much inflammation. So much inflammation. But I wear a compression ankle thing that's for sport users. So that actually helps a lot. It's a godsend. It keeps it tight in there and helps with all of that. I will wear it. I wear them except while sleeping all day. The second I wake up to the second I go to bed. Oh, well, hello, introvert. Carol, you know what's funny? When I was younger, I was such a ball of fire of extrovert. And then COVID let me embrace my introvert. I was a little introvert before that too, though. I think, a little bit of everybody's an introvert at some point. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered. But it's like now, I'm both. It's a mood. It is a mood. Yes, I am still alive. But it's a mood. An extrovert, you got to be in the mood for it. Introvert, you got to be in the mood for it. And you live your best life. I think it's just a toss up in the mood you're in that day. So, like, I used to be an extrovert, but then you get older and you just start to not like people. Crappy people, and then you realize how much more crappy people there are in the world. Yep, I've gotten bitter in my older age, but I feel like it's a different level. I was never a partier. I was always a family oriented home person. Never was a part. I was bored at parties. I hated parties. Was never a drinker, never did that kind of drug shit, never did whatever. I'm a boring person. No, I love music and dance. That's my life. And then I had to stop. I didn't give up dance. They made me. They're mean. I mean, my body was going to crap out on me, so I had no choice. But I miss. I want to go back down to my normal weight. I got to lose the prednisone weight. And I just want to get me back. It's just the last 12 months, guys. It's been so shitty. And it's been really hard mentally for me. Really hard. So, like, I try to stay strong. I try to do all that. I try to bury things deep. But that doesn't work. Well, I'm glad you got this. What Sims? Okay, Carol. Okay, so when I was 15, how old am I? So it's like, we won't discuss it. So I'm 37, I'm going to be 37. When I was 15, they had this game called The Sims. They still have The Sims. It's a computer game that, like, you control, make houses, build a life with the Sims characters, like people, whatever. You make a family, you do all this stuff. It's so many different kinds of Sims. I even had Play Bunny Sims because you got to build your own empire, which I thought was cool. Entrepreneur, what can I say? But Sims, like, they really spoke like. That's literally. No, not The Simpsons, honey. That's a cartoon on TV. The Sims. I can't even, like, show you guys it. Look up The Sims. Just look up Sims computer game, and you'll know what it is.
Actually,
I'm just saying there are too many crappy people in the world. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm sure there's many people. But it's like when you're younger, you seem to have hope that there's good people. But it's like you get older, you realize that so many people use, abuse, and you go through so many bad relationships, and then you go through this and you try to be a kind, caring person, but then you get take advantage of it. It's a holy hot mess. By the time you're in your mid 30s, you're like, it all. Oh well, not my problem. Not today, Satan. Girl, I'm 37 and I won't even make it to 40, but thank you. See, if I didn't have so many deadly, crappy diseases that are going to take me out by the time I'm probably at max 42. Actually, I thought I was going to die before, but hey, I made it. So anything can go. Um, Making it to my 40s, I'll be freaking excited. Actually, I don't know about that because pain sucks, bro. Living in chronic, constant, severe pain to where today, my emotional shit I was going through my head was now matching my physical pain made me blow today. Yeah, I realized I didn't want to deal with people when I was in too much pain to start pretending I cared. I was in too much. I'm tired, guys. First of all, I was misdiagnosed so many times. People are like, oh, you're young, you look great. There's nothing wrong with you. Outside ain't got nothing to do with the inside, boo boo. Nothing. So I think being misjudged a lot really irritates me, so it keeps me away from people. But I mean, what does it matter? It's what I go through. What I go through totally sucks. I have to be on a bunch of meds just to keep me stable. And oh my god, in the last month being in and out of the hospital sucks. But never judge a book by its cover. So one thing I learned in life since I was maybe my teenagers, early 20s, don't ever judge a book by its cover. Because what it looks on the outside ain't got nothing to do with the inside and vice versa. I don't even want to know my body. Nobody knows my body, but well, that's the whole thing is I knew something was wrong. I went from being active and wanting to do stuff to now feeling like I had the flu for 2 years. And my joints were so stiff. I felt like sand was grated into them. And my spine was just electric shock. And it was just one bad thing after another. And then hospitalizations people couldn't explain. And kidneys crapping out. And my gallbladder exploded. And my freaking liver almost crapped out on me. And all these things are happening, and people are like, oh, maybe now we should pay attention to the positive blood work that came back. Because I never had a negative test. They were all positive. They were all, from day one, they knew what I had. They just ignored it. What somebody looks like has got nothing to do. It's like what people go through mental health. Just because they're showing like they're happy doesn't mean they don't battle whatever they do in their mind. They just don't want to tell you, so they don't hear about it. So it's the same people that go through a shit ton of physical pain. I wake up every morning in tears because my back is on fire. And that's part of neuromyelitis optica. I lost my ability to walk for the last year because of neuromyelitis optica. But I fought like hell to get it back. I'm not a quitter. I'm the most stubborn person, Nancy. It's so true. Like for a year, if anybody actually watched on some of my lives or whatever, I couldn't walk. Like I needed a cane. I couldn't walk. And I was so freaking damn stubborn. I was like, try this med, try do this, blah, blah, blah. Like trying all this crap. And then finally the med that I told them to try worked. And I was able to do some exercising and start getting some of me back. And this is recent, guys. This is like the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I wouldn't even go 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I would say. But I am very stubborn. And I'm here for a reason. And I want to be here for my kids. And I want to help as many people as I can help because I know I'm not alone. And I don't want my kids to feel alone without me because I'm there, the only one there for them. And I do not go down without a fight. Period. And I mean, there was days where I was up for a week and a half and my doctor had to medicate me to put me to sleep. Like I fought my ass off. And when I lost all hope, I was finally starting to feel a little better. And a little better. And I was like, all right, I'm going to take it. So I always tell people, don't give up. Even when you think like you lost all hope and you think that there's no silver lining and nothing will get better and this is going to be your best, fight for that shit. Because your best advocate is you. That's what I tell people with dentures, whether you have autoimmune, no matter what, you are your best own advocate. You want something, fight for it, work for it, have somebody listen to you. Because it's not easy to get a doctor to listen to you. I saw 9 rheumatologists before I was taken seriously and then diagnosed within the first 10 minutes of seeing them. It's insane. And that's another thing, is when people see somebody too young and then they see somebody old. When they see somebody old, they're like, well, you're old. What do you expect? You're going to hurt. You're going to have this. And they blow people off. They look at statistics, so you don't fit in that bracket, so you can't have anything wrong with you, and blah, 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 blah. It's fight for it. Luckily, I was able to get my files, and I saw all my positive blood tests after blood tests and biopsies and all this shit. I'm like, you have the proof, but you won't diagnose me and help me. How does that make sense? So almost a very close 1 week from retiring doctor was like, you need to go see my friend. He's like, he's a great scleroderma specialist. He goes, I think you have it, but I'm not going to, he'd be the one to go to. Diagnosed me in 10 minutes. He goes, but you have something else, Heather. Because I was like, wait, so I don't have scleroderma, or do you do? And he goes, oh, no. You have scleroderma. You have diffuse scleroderma, girl. You should have been diagnosed with it years ago. He goes, but you have something else. He's like, I want to say it's got to be MS or something similar to that. So that's when I took it into me, and I was like, all right, it's like MS, but it's not MS. And it can cause you to be legally blind. Because that was the only thing that could never be explained with me. Why was I legally blind at 18 or younger? And that's when I came out neuromyelitis optica. I asked my neurologist to please run the blood test. And that's when it came out with a severe high positive that no one ever saw that high of that before. And they were like, well, you have too many things wrong with you. A lot of doctors won't touch me, and I'm cool with that. I just want palliative care. Take care of my flare-ups. Cool. Good. I don't want an autoimmune suppressant. Almost killed me last time and took out my teeth. Like, nope. Too many diseases for that mess. Palliative care. That's it. And even if because autoimmune, you don't know. You could be healthy 1 minute, you could be dead next week. Like, you don't know. It's that up in the grab. But stress is what matters. Stress actually feeds the autoimmune disease to become bigger and stronger. It's really hard to get away from stress. Carol, I'm a mix of every heritage in the world. Basically, I did my 23andMe because I did it for um, 23andMe did a scleroderma research thing. And they offered me a free heritage, free everything, lineup. They wanted to check everything. So I have a high probability of getting celiac disease. I have a high probability of getting weird other shit. But they were doing it to test scleroderma and the genetics and blah, blah, blah. I'm everything. I am the League of Nations. I am definitely everything. But my dominant is Italian, Irish, and Brazilian. Word. I'm way too stubborn. I won't go down without a fight. I haven't gone through, for somebody my age, shouldn't have gone through as much shit as I did. Nobody should. Nobody freaking should. Nobody. And if I made it this far, there was no way in hell I'm giving up without a fight. No freaking way. Like, I made it this far. Come on, man. Why would I give up now? Everything I've been through, the only thing I haven't been was shot at. Everything else has happened to me. Everything. So it's like, I mean, I'm not saying I would like to be shot at, so please don't. God or Mother Nature or any higher power, please leave that alone. But exactly, Carol, it's hope. I always say all the time, no good or bad will ever last forever. Hang on through the bad and appreciate and enjoy the good. Because whether you're healthy, sick, terminal, not, whatever you are, anybody's ticket can be punched at any moment. So hang on and become even stronger through the bad and hang on. As hard and no matter how long it takes, just do the best you can. And then the good, appreciate that moment and get your breath there. Because things change. Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be fun, Jen. But I mean, like, you're here. Saying that you were shot at means that maybe that you weren't shot. They missed you completely, which I'm glad for that. See, I grew up in the ghetto. There's shots always around. But nobody was aiming for me. At least I don't think so. But everything else has happened to me. Everything else. And as my doctors told me, I'm retired now. I miss working. I really miss working. But I worked 2 to 3 jobs my whole life. My autoimmune diseases can't take it. I can't sit or stand too long. I can't even sleep. I miss sleeping. I miss sleeping. Um, I miss working so bad. I would love to go back to work. Love to go back to work. But even they said my health is just too unstable. Like, I keep getting rare shit, end up in the hospital. Like, dude, I hate hospitals, especially the hospitals by me. Everybody that I've ever known in my life, that I've ever been close to or sort of close to, have always asked me to write a book. And I'm like, guys, I have a major, major scleroderma, rheumatoid arthritis, and bone spurs in my hands that I can't even write a sentence without pain. That's why I voice message. If anybody messages me, I voice message them. I can't write it. It'd be too painful. But my memory is also really foggy. When you have an autoimmune disease, and people know this, you end up with what they call autoimmune brain or brain fog. And your memory gets very fuzzy, is what I call it. Or floopy is another word I call it, and my doctor finds that hilarious. Oh, stress is definitely our kryptonite, girl. Amen. Dude, every time something happens, I'm like, please, body, don't. You got this. Woo! Go, body. Hello, Gimpy. How's it going?
Can I say hi?
Um, Probably not in the position you're in right now. You'd probably hurt yourself or
Alright.
something else.
Can I change them over there?
Um, Sort of. Hold on, guys. Thomas wants to say hi. I'm gonna lift it up. Ow, ow, ow. Hey. Wait, let the light. I don't know. Oh, there it goes.
Hello.
Thomas, I let him use my cane for his injury. Come on, phone, work with it. Thank you.
That's the original reason why I wanted to get out.
You know, Thomas is an introvert. Hard introvert. But him being having to lay down and elevate and do all that, it's killing him. I mean, I think he likes being pampered. But when you sit too long, anybody knows you like stand too long, it hurts, bro. Like, man, I want to stretch so bad. Ooh, my hip popped. So if nothing goes wrong tomorrow, guys, I'm gonna go live earlier because it's Sunday. So everybody, Thomas, you please wait for me. Please go put that back in there, kids. And I want to do giveaways and stuff to get more people on and give stuff away. Carol, it's so hard. I was a planner my whole life. Planned everything. I cannot live in the moment. It's hard. Now I have to because my body either A, won't let me, two, the kids break, bruise, I don't know, destroy something, and it causes it. It's so hard to be a planner when you have kids. But I prefer to be a planner. Just sometimes don't let me be. I mean, it's Sunday, not that early, Nancy. I'm not going to be going first thing in the morning. Um, I don't know. Could be lunchtime. We'll see. The only time I come on here early in the morning, guys, is if my kids went to school and I'm like, I'm up, I'm perky with my caffeine. Let's do this. Yeah, man, when you get your extractions done right before, you get all the emotions, man. All the emotions. Surgery's a breeze, though. I mean, I had Novocaine. You still don't feel it. It's the healing that sucks. It really does. I would say the first 10 days. First week. First week sucks. But that's only if you're getting like top and bottom and the whole enchilada. It's all that. But it makes it worth it. It really does. Because I went through so much bad to finally get my teeth extracted and to do all that. And when you've never gotten it done before, like my bottoms, I was like, oh, no, like, because I already knew what to expect, so I knew not to worry. My tops, I took Ativan prior. I actually made that video that I told you about the Ativan fairy. How I was like, I was only on like a milligram or 0.5, and I was so chill. I was like, cool, let's do this. I have a lot of videos. You can always private message me or email me. But I have like 800 something videos, guys. It's a lot. I mean, you can always just go to popular and see all my popular ones. Like my Dendrofit ones will always be the popularist. Oh, I'm so jelly, Carol. Hey, Joel. All right, guys, my ass is completely numb. I really haven't figured out how I'm going to stand up right now because I'm sitting on the floor. Um, Probably put on music since my TV's done. Like, they can't even make TVs more durable. Oh my god. You know, boys, one of you guys better become TV makers or something.
I mean, I'm planning on doing something with technology.
Cool. Make it happen because 2 years is BS. Alright, guys, I will be on here tomorrow and we'll talk dentures and products. And I gotta do my review too. Hopefully, nothing bad happens tomorrow and I can get this shit done. But definitely going to talk about explain products, what to look for, what not to look for. Answer anybody's questions you guys got going on. I'll answer anything you guys want answered, explained, whatever, and give away some stuff if you guys want to join here. But I'm on the East Coast, so I'll be here around the early afternoonish time. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining. And remember, your mental health is everything. So take time, even if it's like everybody's sleeping and you got an hour to yourself. Do you for a little bit. Because it's not easy, especially when you take care of everything to take care of you. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.